Good evening. Welcome back to Harvest Home Hermitage. My name's Patricia. If you haven't been here, I'm the resident hermit here at Harvest Home Hermitage. And I haven't put up a Samhain video yet, and that's because I wanted to take some time and really think about it and discuss with you what I did this Samhain. I felt a calling to this Samhain to renew my vows and to expand them. When I took my first vows back in 2015, I believe it was, I made them specifically to Cernunnos and to Habandia, which was appropriate. Since that time, I have expanded two new deities. One of them is Sirona. She's the most recent addition. She is part of the Romano-Gaulish pantheon, and she is a goddess of healing. And I introduced her to my group that I'm working with at the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic, and I've continued to work with her as I myself have been feeling long-term effects from the pandemic era, both physical and mental and spiritual. I also wanted to add another goddess who I have not felt the need to mention her name. As a matter of fact, it seemed like she did not want her name mentioned. But recently that has changed. So with this video, I let you know that I am also, I also have for a very long time paid homage to Aoife. This is an Irish name, a goddess name, Aoife. It's pronounced Aoife. And there are two Aoifes in Irish and Celtic mythology. One of them is an evil stepmother who transformed her stepchildren into swans. And another one is a poor maiden a princess who was transformed by another jealous person who traveled for many, many years as a crane. She was transformed into a crane and gained a great deal of wisdom over that time. And when she died, the Welsh god Manannán mac Lir used her skin to make his crane bag, which was where he kept his divinatory tools, among other things. This is the Aoife that I am honoring here at the Hermitage. Very little is known about her other than that. Anything I have to say about her is part of the reason I have not mentioned her is that she is almost purely UPG. And for those who don't know, that stands for unverified personal gnosis. But she's comfortable being being spoken about, and I know you can't see him, but I'm looking at a tomcat with half his tongue sticking out and sitting up like a sphinx. So it was funny looking. So I wanted to mention her now. The vows that I took, I had planned when I first got this urge to retake my vows. I thought, okay, I'm going to sit down, and I had several weeks to plan. I thought, okay, well, I'm going to make up a very special altar with a black cloth and candles and all the ancestor stuff around it, and it's going to be in the living room, and I'm going to do this, that, and the other, and I'm going to have a set of written vows that life being what it is, and my life particularly, none of that happened. What actually happened was that I woke up Samhain morning, stood up to make my morning prayers at the altar in my living room, or in my bedroom, and heard in the back of my mind, do it now. Make your vows now, right now. And so I did. Some of the vows that I made, some of the guide words that I used were planned, and some were spontaneous. And I'm pleased with all of them. So, without further ado, I'm going to tell you in the order that I made them, the vows that I've taken. One of the reasons that, one of the major reasons that a monk or a nun or other avowed religious, whatever you want to call yourself, or ourselves, takes vows. First is to set the intention. This is how saying to the gods, this is how I intend to live my life. Do with it what you will. I'm devoting my life to you. The other, another thing it does, however, specific vows, specific guide words, and I'm calling them guide words. There are other names for them in other religious backgrounds, is to set the framework for our life. Remember, we are very within polytheism and the big umbrella paganism. We're very new. This is very new. We're all starting out. We're all doing it our own way. We don't have hundreds of years or thousands of years of tradition handed down. This is how you be a monk. This is how you be a nun. This is what you have to do to be a hermit. We don't have any of that. We're making it up as we go along and taking inspiration where we can. The guide words that I'm using that made it into my vows now were, when focused on Cernunnos, the first guide word I came to was stability. And that is the promise, when a monk or a nun makes a promise of stability, that means that they are going to stay put. No matter what happens, no matter how frustrating things get, they're going to stay put, and they're going to keep their focus where it should be, which is on the god or gods they are sworn to, and doing the work that they've been given. This one was a shoo-in. This was a given, one that I was going to use anyway. But this was one of my planned vows. So that was the stability, was to go where Cernunnos sends me and to stay there and do what I'm supposed to be doing. The second vow, the one that I made to Habondia, was a vow of serenity. No one can be serene all the time. What this vow means is not that I intend to be serene all the time and talk like this. No, that's not me, for one thing. What I intend to do is foster serenity. I'm going to do that through the Hermitage, through my videos here. I will foster serenity through meditation in myself, and foster serenity in others as well, hopefully through the actions here at the Hermitage, at the Magic Garden, in all of this. So there's the vow of serenity that was made to Habondia. And then it came to Aoife, and this is a vow that came automatically. It was not one that I had planned. This was something that just came into my mind as soon as I looked at Aoife, at Aoife's image. and it was sagacity. And looking back on it, that was a wonderful one for a goddess of divination, which is how I worship Aoife, as mother of divination. Sagacity, of course, is wisdom, but it's more than just wisdom. It's also perceptiveness, discernment. So that is sagacity, is the third of my vows that I've taken. The fourth vow was taken to Sirona. And this was another one that just came up from within at the time. Wholesomeness. Now, when I say wholesomeness, I don't mean the modern version of the word where you're just, the milquetoast version of wholesomeness that seems to be out there right now. What I'm talking about is healthfulness. Again, a very apt vow to take to a goddess of healing. So yes, this is wholesomeness. And again, there's an idea with using the word wholesomeness. It's not just healthiness, and not just healthfulness. It's kind of a whole body, a holistic approach to wholesomeness, to healthfulness, health of body, seeking after the health of the body, seeking after the health of the mind, and seeking after the health of the spirit. So there we are, wholesomeness and healthfulness for the goddess Sirona. At this point, I came back to Cernunnos as one of my founding patrons. And the vow I took with Cernunnos was simplicity. And in this case, it's to live lightly on the earth, as lightly as I can on the earth. And that was, again, another one that made sense when dealing with the god of the wildwood. So, simplicity. Living as lightly as I can. Finally, the last of my vows taken again to Habondia, the second of my primary patrons. This was the vow of utility, and this is another one that rose up from within. It was not a planned thing. The vow of utility. And by that I mean it was a charge to learn useful things, to learn things that will be useful in the future, or things from the past that were useful crafts, how to do things, and to pass that knowledge on as much as I can. Learn as much as I can and pass it on. And to generally, the second part of that is to generally make myself useful, to make Harvest Home useful to the larger community. One of the ways I had already started on that path. I had already ordered a little home library, a little sharing library. It arrived. Those of you who go to the Harvest Home Hermitage Facebook page know that it arrived last Friday, and I was very proud of it. I'm very proud of it. I still need to paint it and put it together and get it out, but that will be coming in the future, and it's going to be not just a sharing library, but also a banned book sanctuary. So that'll be out by the road where people can stop in and pick up a book and put it back and bring it back, hopefully bring it back or drop off any books that they want to offer as well. Something tells me I'm going to be buying a lot of banned books, but we will get the word out anyway. And if you have any books that you would like to see show up in a library like that, please contact me. I will, you can contact me through Facebook, and I will be happy to accept donations. I am on a limited budget, so, and I do expect things to disappear. I live in a very conservative neighborhood. So anyway, these are the vows that are going to form the basis for my practice until the next time I feel called to take vows, and possibly I'll simply be adding to them. Stability, serenity, sagacity, wholesomeness, simplicity, stumbled on that one, and utility. Anyway, I hope that this has been a useful and an informative video for you, for anybody who's thinking about this kind of taking this kind of journey. And I'll talk to you later. Thank you for visiting me here at Harvest Home, and have a lovely, lovely evening. Bye-bye.